For months, the garden tent has stood at my bush encampment, a failed project, one that I never had the resources, motivation, and time to come back to. But today that changes. Today I will be coming back, revisiting this project, and rebuilding it to what I originally envisioned before everything went wrong. But will I succeed? This task was not as easy as I thought it would be, and I faced many troubles and difficulties along the way. Now look, I ain't no professional bushcraftsman or anything. What I make is put together with rope, tarp, sticky tape, whatever I can find. It's not professional, but that's what makes it fun. So will I be able to rebuild this horrible excuse for a garden tent and be able to finally grow my plants properly? Or will I fail yet again in my attempt to rebuild this area and finally grow the garden of my dreams? Only time will tell. So stick with me and let's go find out. Alright, now before we get to rebuilding the garden tent, I know something you guys never thought that was going to happen, but it is, because I've got some big ideas coming up. I want to get this pot into the tree, and once the pot's in the tree, I've got some hopefully plants that grow into hanging plants that should look pretty nice. Now obviously before we get even into that, we've got to get ourselves some dirt. Now I know I've got a little dirt area in the old garden area, but the best place to get dirt is still the original tent location. So we're going to pop over to there quickly, grab us some dirt, fill up this pot, and then we should be good to go. Alright, let's make this quick. Alright, that should do it. Ready to get these plants in, get this pot into the tree. Alright, so I'm going to nail the pot up in this tree here. Now, the pot is quite heavy, so I don't know if just a single nail will hold it up. So that's fine. I'll put a nail at the bottom as well as a bit of extra way of holding up. Otherwise I've got zippy ties, we can wrap around a nail. So I should have all the resources I need to get this done. First of all, let's get the seeds in to the pot. Alright, got some seeds here. Should cause some nice hanging plants. Alright, that should do it. That should be done nicely. Let's get it in the tree then, eh? Time to get this actually in the tree. Alright, here we are, the pot in the tree. Got our little plants hanging on out. Yeah, that looks quite nice. Alright, now, so to finish up here, what we're going to do, I'm going to water it, and then we're going to get on to a little something else. Because that abomination is in big need of fixing, and I got a big thing to fix it with. So, without any further ado, let's get this plant watered, head over to there, and also do a little something in between. That's a little surprise, little fun thing I got. Do this. For some reason, the end of the watering can is missing. I'm not sure how. It was there this morning, but oh well. Getting attacked. Under attack from the water. Oh, we'll let that soak in a bit. And then we'll give it another water. I'm missing one of the seeds. Where are ya? Hope it didn't get washed overboard. Not seeing it on the floor. But not seeing it up here either. Oh well, we've got 2 survivors. Just have to be a bit more careful of the watering in future. Let's get on to the next little piece of this here thing today. Now I feel this is a pretty fitting thing to put down here. You know? It's pretty matching if you ask me. So I'm just trying to figure out which tree you want to nail it onto. Thinking either this one or that one. Just try to get an idea, eh? So try it with this one. Or over here. And definitely the one on the left. Alright, I think this is a pretty fun and exciting little addition to the bush garden here. So that's fun, I like this. It's a nice little new addition. So you come into our bush garden now. We come through here and we've got some new plants. Nice new hanging pot. Hopefully those plants drape down, they'll look quite nice. And we come around the side here, we've got ourselves another little plant there. So yeah, you may notice this little Aussie bush garden area is... I've been slowly adding to it a bit over these recent episodes, and that's because I never actually got to, I guess, perfect my true vision for this area. I wanted it to be like a garden, but just... And there was multiple factors that stopped it. Motivation, heat levels, and just life stuff that got in the way. And now, I see no better time than to start just adding on to it and completing my dream of what I wanted to do with this little garden area. So this will not be it. I still want to come back to this little area by the OG tent and expand on it a bit more in the future. I thought that'd be a good bit of fun to do, just to come back and revisit this old project. Still absolutely love this sign though. It's so fitting. Now, with all this gardeny stuff out of the way at the Aussie Bush Garden, it was time to return to the garden tent. This place has definitely seen better days, and it's only got worse over the months that have passed since I first put it up. Originally, I was just going to let this thing rot away, become one with the bush, but why not give it at least a chance at life before that happens? So let's get to rebuilding it. Alright, so can we all just like subconsciously agree? This building ain't exactly a nice sight. It was a pain to get up. It broke so quickly I could never even use it for its purpose. Today we're just going to tear it down. Let's have some fun. Well, let's get the tree slayer in here. That'll be fun. Alright, so now that this is just a mess on the floor, we'll just drag it out of here, get the new top in. I'll just kind of lay it down first, try to get an idea of the size of this area. It's bigger than this one, obviously, and it'll do a whole lot better. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'll find some use for it, probably season 2 stuff, because I just kind of put second-hand stuff over there. But yeah, let's get this new top in, and then actually plant some seeds, and actually use the garden tent for what it was meant to be used for. I don't know why I didn't, you know, just decide, you know what, let's just get a new top and remake it. I don't know why I settled for what I had before. But yeah, that's not happening. We're giving this thing a proper makeover. Let's get started. Alright, just pulling the nail back a bit so I can hook it over. Like so. Now that back. Now, we can get ourselves the other half up and figure out how we're going to droop down the back half. I've got a pole I can use to also put up in the middle, give this thing a bit more support. But yeah, out with the old, in with the new. Alright, so plans are changing a bit. I've decided to go a bit of a different direction. Instead of going into the lean-to, like how I did before, I'm going to do it more like how I did the dining area and the storage tent. So I've got some new rope, we're going to hang that up. I'm going to connect it to some of these trees back here so you can access from all angles. And that was actually going to be the original idea for this, but I had to limit it due to the tarp I originally used. But now that I've got a proper tarp, I can actually do the full idea I had for the garden tent. So let's do it. Let's get the rope, get a knife, cut some off, and get this in. Just gotta get this nail in this tree. This will be for the rope. This has proven to be a very annoying nail. It's a bit small. Now, to proceed with the building process, I needed myself some rope, which I obtained, and then I had to get my knife ready to cut this thing up so I could tie it to some trees in the tarp. Come on. Just cutting this rope through, then we'll get onto the other side. Then this should be pretty much done for today. The trick is, just keep slicing. Eventually, you break through. There we go, we've done it. That, nice and nailed in. Alright, what I'm going to do now, we're going to get up this other side. I'm going to kind of see where the roof angle is, and if it's a bit odd, I'm going to slope this side downwards so water runs off it, so we don't get a water build-up that'll collapse it. That did not work. I'm not too sure what I just did there. Whatever I just did, obviously, that failed. Big old fail. This tree's gonna be an issue. For this to work, this tree's gonna have to go. But it ain't going easy. Don't worry, I'm cutting the tree at a point where it can grow back. So I'm not technically killing it. It will grow back from the point I cut it. It'll just take a bit. Job done. Now it is getting dark, so definitely want to hurry this up. Alright, it's done. As you can see behind me, still very much needs some work, but that's where our pole comes in. We're going to stick that up there, and it hopefully lean it back so any water should run off. And yeah, we should be able to walk around on the inside properly. So before it gets set too much darker, we'll do that, and then I'll probably have to come back down tomorrow morning, finish off the project, plant some new seeds as well, and finally start using this thing. Doesn't seem like it's quite going to work. Might have to come up with another solution. Alright, so I did some messing around off camera. See, we've got a rope going through the middle. And then I'm going to use this pole, goodbye pole, to latch on, lift up the front piece there. That'll be a tomorrow job. It's getting dark. My camera don't like that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It wasn't much longer before darkness befell me, and I was forced to retreat back up to the house, to rethink my plans for the next day, to try get this roof to work. I've always had trouble putting up tent roofs, and this one was definitely no exception. Soon I drifted to sleep, and the morning light fell upon me, ready for a new day. Now today was pretty windy, as you can see from the storage tent here getting fully lifted up by the wind there. And we and beautiful partner decided we were going to take down the entirety of the garden tent and redo it, because it just wasn't working out from yesterday. So using beautiful partner's humongous brain to piece this together, we managed to get it back up and at a better angle where the water could slowly drain off when it rained and it wouldn't be drooping how it was originally. This was a much better look we were going for here, and thankfully we were able to achieve it. Overall, this improvement was a lot better than what I had set up originally. Alright now, and as you can see behind me here, we have the finished, brand new garden tent. Well, 99.9% finished. We've got to get ourselves some brand new plants in place, and these are the two I have picked out. So let's see, we can grow these. When they're big enough, we should be able to transplant them somewhere else, probably the Aussie bush garden, and we can start developing up the Aussie bush garden through this new garden tent, which will help us grow our plants. But before we grow our plants, let's take a quick little tour of this new and improved structure, thanks to the massive brain of beautiful partner to help fix its original issues and get this thing properly running. Right, so as we walk over, roof, much better designed. Sign, still the same. Come in here, pole, that stuff back there, we're not going to use that. That'll be another project, I guess. Maybe season 2, potentially. But here we have our pots. They still need a bit of soil. This one is dying on the floor. And then we come around the back. It's sloped at an angle, so our water can just run straight off. Similar to how we designed the dining area tent. Although probably a much simpler design, you could say. How this is all set up, you can get a pretty good idea from this angle. But this is much better than anything we had going before, and now it is fully functional. And then of course this will allow us to expand the Aussie bush garden, which I've been just watering the general ground, trying to get it all, I guess, mushy. It's a bit hard at the moment, and I want to change that because yeah, I don't want to be digging up hard soil. I want to be digging up softer soil, so that's what I've been working on changing and improving. So yeah, hopefully after some weeks of water and just the soil, it gets easier to dig up when the time comes to put these plants in, considering all goes well and they grow well. I've waited long enough to get to the plants in here, get to the point. I filled up these pots, but off camera first we're going to plant some Elysium. So yeah, let's tear this open and get it in. Just tear that open. Alright, we've got our seed packet. Shake that down. Just open this up. And smoothing this out a bit. Let's get ourselves a little hole to put them in. There we go, that should do it. So we fill that in a bit more. Oh yeah, there we go, perfect depth. Now, we just need some actual seeds. Alright, put these few in. Cover that up. Alright, so first lot of seeds done. On to the next. Then of course we'll water these when they're all planted. Start off with our little hole again. Alright. Open up this packet. Same thing as before. Pull out the seeds, give it a little shake, get them to the bottom, open it up. Alright, just widen the packet a bit and put a bit onto our hand here. I'll put those in. Alright, and all the seeds are in safe and sound. So now we just got to water them and we can call today a day. Let's get this done. And so there you have it. Brand new garden area. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully this grows into what I want it to be. Hopefully this turns out for the best, you know, because you know, not everything always works out. I have big plans, but it doesn't mean they're going to work out. So I guess all we can do is hope. And so the project was concluded. The Aussie bush garden had gotten a much needed upgrade that I'd been meaning to do for so long. And as for the garden tent, it was now fully operational, what I intended it to be. As for me, my work here was done. The project was over. This bush encampment was done. Or was it? Now, I said back when I made the storage tent that this was over and I wouldn't be returning to this project and I'd be letting the bush reclaim it. But the truth is, it's not time yet. That time is not ready, and there is still work to be done. With the coming burn-offs, many animals will lose their home and retreat to this part of the bush, so I must be ready to cater for it.